Hey guys, it's AngelBlade13. Welcome back to my Kingdom Hearts Final Mix walkthrough. Just look at our stats. I still have the same equipment from before. I'm gonna go to my shortcuts menu. I'm gonna put Thunder and Gravity on. I suggest you do the same. It'll make the next portion a little bit easier. When we talk to Phil, we have a new option to enter the Phil Cup with just Sora. We could do it now, but I'm gonna hold off and do it later in the game. So when you're ready, just exit the world. So we see that we have these two warp holes on the map. Either of them will bring us to where we need to go. First I'm going to hit square and go into the Gummi menu. There is a tutorial for it. I'm going to do a very brief one through this. So by pressing the R1 button, we can switch between two modes. One lets us select different pieces or gummy parts, and one lets us actually place them on the ship to increase its capabilities. You use the D-pad to select the piece you want. Once you find it, hit X, and then you can place it on an empty spot within the ship editing mode. If you want to go up and down, you can use L1 or L2 just to find a free spot. Hitting circle on a piece that's already placed will delete that piece from the ship. The exact spot that you place the item isn't really gonna affect anything, so place it where you want. If you really care about the overall design, then you can spend a bit of time doing this, but I'm just gonna occasionally add pieces where there's an empty spot. Once you find a design that works for you, just hit start and then save the design, and then you can leave. Now that we're done, we're going to head to the warp hole. So the Haste G Gummi I added gives me a brief acceleration by hitting the square button. My circle attack now has more of a spread fire because of the Thundara Gs, and now if I hit triangle, I have that laser attack because of the Comet G. When you get to the warp hole here, you just want to aim yourself towards it, and we'll get to a new section. So throughout the rest of this walkthrough, I'm not going to go into much more detail about adjusting the Gummi ship. If there's a really good piece that I get, then I'll add it to the ship, but this is more focused on the journal, so there are much better guides on using the Gummi ship and the extra missions that you can go through for it.
And the keyhole?
The Heartless are searching for it now. I'm certain we'll find it soon enough. So that just leaves...
Jafar! I've looked everywhere for Jasmine! She's disappeared like magic!
The girl is more trouble than she's worth.
You said you had things under control.
Agrabah is full of holes for rats to hide in. But why worry about Princess Jasmine? With her, or without her, surely this world will be ours when we find the keyhole.
We need all 7 princesses of heart to open the final door. Any fewer is useless.
Well, if the princess is that important, we'll find her. Find Jasmine and bring her to me at once.
Don't steep yourself in darkness too long. The heartless consume the careless.
Your concern is touching, but hardly necessary.
Again, thrown into a battle right away. These are our first new enemies, the bandits. They are sort of like ground versions of the air soldiers. They're very quick. They can dart across the screen like that. They can also throw their swords at you from range, so be careful about that. Normally, they're going to show up in groups. Thunder will be very effective with dealing with them. Alright, the room's clear. Let's check in this area. Save point if you need. And notice there's a green Trinity on the ground. Make sure you break the barrels and things here when you can. This is a good world for getting a decent amount of money.
Come on! Thunder!
Occasionally, the pots in this world actually turn out to be heartless. These are pot spiders. They don't have anything too crazy to deal with. They mostly just sort of jump around and attack, or they will just charge at you. So to advance the story, we want to go into the alley.
Who's there? Hello?
Aladdin, where might I find this street rat? Jasmine, allow me to find you more suitable company, my dear princess. These little rats won't do, you see.
Jasmine, run!
Ah, the boy who holds the key.
Alright, guess the first thing we're really going to be doing is going to find Aladdin. So once you clear the enemies, we want to release this door. So we can hop across these shutters to get to that exit. They only stay up for about a second, so don't stay on them for too long. You kind of want to immediately jump to the next one. Alright, so we just sort of came into Aladdin's house. No one's here to welcome welcome us. There's some items we can get, though. And that's kind of weird. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so I guess we're following the carpet to the desert. You can move this dresser out of the way, and there's another keyhole we can release. Not the main keyhole, but it's important for later. If you want to advance the story, you can just head out the main exit down towards the left, but there's a few things we can get because we opened that gate.
Come on!
Alright, so we've gotten everything that we can get in the area for the moment, so we can advance the story. Head out this way to the desert. Alright, so we can talk with Carpet, go all aboard, and we'll see where we're heading. And we got thrown into another fight right away. I'm gonna dodge roll to the side and summon Simba immediately. Now I'm gonna get a full charge off triangle, took out all of them, and do it again. You might want to delay it a little bit for the second wave, but it should take out everything.
Gosh, not again!
Genie, get rid of these guys!
Wish number one coming right up!
I see. Thanks, Sora.
Aladdin, what are you doing out here?
Same old stuff, hunting legendary treasure. Just paid a visit to the Cave of Wonders. I found that magic carpet. And this lamp. Legend has it that whoever holds the lamp can summon...
Please, kid, leave the intros to a professional. The one and only Genie of the Lamp! Rub-a-dub-dub the lamp and have your dearest wishes granted. Today's winner is Aladdin! Congratulations!
Aladdin wish!
Patience, my fine feathered friend. Any 3 wishes! Oh, 1 wish, a 2 wish, a 3 wish. Then I make like a banana and split. Our lucky winner made his first wish.
And let me tell you what a doozy that wish was.
So he has 2 left. So, Master, what'll you have for wish number 2?
How about making me a fabulously wealthy prince?
Whoa! Money, royalty, fame! Why didn't I hear that? Okay, you asked for it. 100 servants and 100 camels loaded with gold. Just say the word and I'll deliver it in 30 minutes or less, or your meal's free! Hey, I'll even throw in a cappuccino.
No thanks.
Okay.
I think I'll put that on hold until we reach Agrabah.
Oh, why a prince?
You see, there's this girl in Agrabah named Jasmine. But she's a princess, and she could never fall for a guy like me.
Oh, princess?
Jasmine?
Oh, that's right! She's in trouble, Aladdin!
What? Well, come on, let's get going!
And Aladdin has joined the party. I'm going to keep Donald and Goofy for the moment, but Aladdin will be switched in pretty soon.
Ah, fresh air, the great outdoors.
I guess you don't get out much, huh?
Comes with a job. Phenomenal cosmic powers, itty-bitty living space. It's always 3 wishes, then back to my portable prison. I'm lucky to see the light of day every century or 2.
Say, Genie, what if I use my last wish to free you from the lamp? What do you think?
You'd do that?
Genie, it's a promise. After we help Jasmine.
We have another new enemy here, the Fat Bandit. Basically, it's a large body that can breathe fire. Using gravity took out about 75% of its health, so doing the fill cup before you come here makes the rest of the world a lot easier. And I mentioned in the previous video that we didn't have the best method of dealing with the yellow operas, but hitting them with gravity will actually get you checkpoints. Alright, so now we're gonna put Aladdin into the party, switch him with Donald. And first thing we're gonna do is take all of Aladdin's items. And now we'll take a look at his abilities. He has 2 attacks. Crescent, he'll jump and attack a target in the air. Sandstorm, he'll just sort of run and slash his sword randomly. The rest are support abilities that we've mostly seen, so I'm gonna take off Treasure Magnet and put Critical Plus on for him. So if you didn't release that keyhole earlier, then you would have to do it now to advance, because a lot of the other paths are blocked off. So do remember, when I make a cut like that, it just means I'm fighting enemies in a room we've seen and no new enemy types showed up. So the gate over there was closed before, so we can check in there now. If you just want to advance the story, then you can defeat the 4 enemies that show up here and hop across those shutters to get up to the top.
Come on! Ha! Here!
Notice there is a blue Trinity on the ground in this room, so we'll definitely make sure to come back here later. So, save the game if you need to, check your items, and I suggest putting arrow in one of your shortcuts. The others should be fine. And now we can hop across and head into the palace gates. We have a boss fight coming up.
setting your sights a little high, aren't you, boy? Back to your hole, street rat. I will not allow you to trouble the princess anymore.
Jasmine!
I'm so sorry, Aladdin.
Genie, help Jasmine, please.
One wish left. You're making this really easy, you know?
So sorry, boy. I'm afraid your second wish has been denied.
Huh?
I'm sorry, Al.
And now, I bid you all farewell. Attack!
So this enemy is called the pot centipede. It's very annoying and random. I usually start by just using an arrow and trying to hit its head with mostly air combos. If you break any of the pots between the head and the tail, they will drop both health orbs and money. So grab the health orbs if you're low on health, and grab the money if you're greedy and or broke.
Jasmine! To the desert! Come on, let's move!
So we can head out to the desert if you're ready to advance, but there's an item we can get back in the Palace Gates area. Okay, I got pretty lucky. The room is actually set up for one of the special enemy Heartless, so I'll show something off. I can grab this chest first. Probably don't need the Protera chain, but nice to have. So, notice most of the pots here will move if I run into them, but there's one that will not move. That is the special enemy Heartless. So if you destroy 11 of the fake pots before you attack this one, then there's a chance you'll get the item, which I got pretty lucky on. That's the enemy. I'm not going to deal with it now. We'll deal with it later when we have way more abilities. So I'm going to deal with these guys, and then we're going to head out to the desert. So prepare yourself because we have another very annoying boss fight right away. Alright, so this is the Cave of Wonders head. You want to dodge roll to the side 5 times and ideally hit the eye before it starts shaking. I kind of screwed it up right there. Both of the eyes are targets that you can hit. I'll quickly cast an arrow because it'll shoot those lasers out that can home in on you. You mostly want to just balance damage between both eyes as best as you can. At some point, it's either going to spit out fat bandits or bandits. You prefer fat bandits because they won't be able to get up top and hit you. While you're attacking, really do your best not to fall off the head. It can be very annoying to get back to the top. So with that level up, we saw Sora got the guard ability, which I'm going to equip. If I hit square while not moving, he'll use that guard, which can block enemy attacks and deflect certain projectiles back towards the enemy, which will, again, get you tech points. So you really want to learn to time your guard properly. you still have dodge roll by hitting square while moving in a direction, so make sure you know which of the two that you're doing. If you want to advance the story now, then you can sort of just jump down into that large pit area or walk down the stairs, but you'll be at a different part of it than I'll be when I get there. So you've probably noticed that I'm using magic a lot more frequently now that we have 6 different spells, so I'm going to make sure I have at least 1 ether on. At this point in the game, you should really start thinking more on which enemy you're gonna take out first when you see a group of them like this. Usually, in this case, I try to get rid of some of the faster enemies that can hit you from anywhere, and then try to deal with like the big, large bodies or fat bandits, because they move a lot slower. Alright, before moving on, I'm gonna head back towards the front of the room and do this somewhat tricky jump to that platform, and I can get to the bottomless hall. There's a chest here, and I can push this block, which will help me set something up for a little bit later. So we want to make this jump over here, swing the Keyblade if you need to, and we get an elixir. We want to sort of get as many elixirs as we can, mainly for the end game portions.
Come on!
So here in the treasure room is where we're eventually want to get back to. We got regular enemies this time, but this is also a possible area for white mushrooms, and this is a good spot if you're looking for the gravity ones.
Come on!
You see, I can use guard to deflect the fireballs on the fat man. So, again, really make sure that you learn to time guard properly. It'll be very helpful throughout the game. And keep exploring the ruins. So we're gonna have to go to the bottom section of the Cave of Wonders. There's a few items we can get in here first. See, there's a defense up, another chest here, mithril shard, and one more. More puppies, great. Alright, so I'm gonna head back to the bottomless hall, and I can jump into this pit. You can do this from any of the previous rooms as well. You just go to a different section, but they all really loop pretty well, so whichever one you go to, you'll be able to make your way around pretty easily. To activate a couple of the monkey statues down here, we're going to need Aladdin in the active party, so make sure to switch him in if you didn't have him in before. So here's a very important chest if you want to complete the journal. We have our first torn page, so we can do a section of the 100 Acre Woods when we're finished up here. And I'm going to use this save point, and I'm going to switch Donald in for a moment. The main reason for that is because we have the Trinity right here. It is possible to jump to that ledge there at the moment, but you'll probably have a hard time doing it. We'll be back later. We want to hit this pillar, and you don't want to fail horribly like I just did, so hit it, and that's what we need to advance the main plot.
My first wish, Genie. Show me the keyhole.
So Jafar just found the keyhole to this world, so we better hurry up. So we're going to head back towards the treasure room. First, we're going to use the red Trinity here for some money and a mithril shard. Next, we're going to put Aladdin back into the party. So now Abu can use those monkey statues. So what does the first one get us? It brings us to this platform that we already got the treasure on, but there's another one here. So that one was actually useful. Another Gummi part. We have a third boss fight coming up, so save the game. I suggest putting Blizzard and Arrow in your shortcuts menu. This is a fight that I'm going to show a normal way of doing and sort of a much more efficient way of doing.
That boy again?
He is more persistent than I expected. Why not explain the situation to that boy, Riku? Doing so may actually prove useful to our...
Wait a second. Are you Maleficent?
Jafar, let Jasmine go!
Not a chance. You see, she's a princess. One of 7 who somehow hold the key to opening the door.
Open?
But you fools won't live to see what lies beyond it. Genie, my second wish, crush them!
Genie, no!
Sorry, Al. The one with the lamp calls the shots. I don't have a choice.
We're finally fighting Jafar. I'm going to immediately use an arrow. He starts with that laser attack. Then we want to jump up to this platform and use as many air combos as we can. When he starts doing this motion, he's charging an explosion, which you can just jump out of the way of. When you do enough damage, then he'll float away. Throughout the fight, Genie will be attacking you against his will. He's always going to warn you and apologize about it, and if he does hit you, then it'll drop health orbs. Whenever Jafar lights his staff on fire, it will increase his melee attack damage. Hitting him with a spell when he's not doing anything will usually make him put up a magic barrier, so magic won't affect him for a bit, but you can keep using physical combos on him. There's one other attack Jafar might use. He will cast a whirlwind blizzard in the center of the area. It takes a pretty long time to charge up, and you can just stand on the outside edges to avoid it. So here's a much more efficient way to do this fight. Quickly jump up, hit him with a 1-2 blizzard, and he's going to put up his barrier. Hit triangle to make sure your party members attack too, and you just want to do as many air combos as you can. When he does the explosion, jump out of the way, and if you're fast enough, you can defeat him before he starts teleporting. Alright, so our Blizzard spell was upgraded to Blizzara. Whenever our spell upgrades, it will be replaced in the menu. So Blizzara, as we see, has a longer range than Blizzard, and that's pretty cool. Alright, let's head back into the lamp chamber. I guess we can finish everything up here. We should just be able to go seal that keyhole now, I think.
Genie, my final wish. I want you to make me an all-powerful genie!
No, that would be too easy. Make sure your items are good and then just jump into the hole there. So this is Genie Jafar. He's actually significantly easier than regular Jafar. You have two targets. You can use Blizzara on Jafar himself, or you can attack Iago. Iago is completely defenseless, so hitting him is much easier. But either way will deal good damage. Jafar's attacks do a good deal of damage at this point, at least on Proud Mode, but he attacks really slowly, so you'll have more than enough time to heal yourself, either with a potion or just with Cure. Now, once I'm over here, I'm just going to switch to Blizzara to finish off Jafar, whose health is pretty low. That attack with his fist might have actually finished me off if I got hit by it, to be honest.
Okay, Jafar. Back to your lamp.
Jasmine? Jasmine!
Whoa, we better get out of here!
Jasmine!
So here we have a brief mini-game where we have to escape the cave. There are going to be those different rocks that are falling to hit you at random points. If you lose all your health, you're actually still able to continue from here. During speedruns, they actually try to lose all their health before getting to the end, because it goes by a little bit faster. If you're on Proud Mode and you have roughly the same stats as me, and you put your controller down at the start, then Sora will lose all of his health right at the last point that he could. So basically right before the exit. There are health orbs scattered throughout, so really don't even put too much into this.
Earth to Al? Hello, you still have one wish left? Look, just say the word. Ask me to find Jasmine for you.
I wish for your freedom, Genie.
Al!
A deal's a deal, Genie. Now you can go anywhere you want. You're your own master. But if you can, it'd be great if you could go along with them and help Sora find Jasmine.
Sorry, Al. I'm done taking orders from others. But a favor? Now that's entirely different. I guess I could give that a try. After all, we're pals, right, Al?
Genie.
Just leave it to me!
That smarmy vizier could have had him. If someone had stuck around to give him a hand.
Hey, I did my part. I brought the princess, didn't I?
Jafar was beyond help, consumed by his own hatred. One should beware of letting it burn too fiercely.
Whoa, lighten up. I'm as cool as they come, okay? By the way, kid, have we got something special for you?
Huh?
We had a deal, yes? You help us, and we grant you your wish.
Kyrie!
Go to her. Your vessel is waiting.
Just remember, this is no pleasure cruise. It won't be a pleasant voyage.
Why are you doing all this for me? What's the catch?
Catch? What's the catch? Silly boy. You're like a son to me. I only want you to be happy.
I seriously doubt that.
Believe what you wish. But lest we forget, I kept my end of the bargain.
And with that, we're done with the main part of Agrabah. We got a new Keyblade that gives us a bit of a strength increase. For Donald, I'm actually going to give him the Ray of Light, because it'll increase his magic. And before we leave, there's a few things we can do. Remember, back in this room, there's a blue Trinity, and there are no enemies here, so I can just go and use it. And then we want to stop in the storage room. And there's a green Trinity that we saw earlier, that we can now use. And that's about everything we can do in Agrabah for the time being, so we can leave. We see 2 new worlds with different battle levels, but there's a couple things we can go back in other worlds for. First, we're gonna stop in the accessory shop. We're gonna start with a missable cutscene that I didn't know about the first times I played through this game.
Well, well, as I live and breathe, if it isn't Pinocchio.
Oh, hi, Jiminy.
What in the world are you doing down here?
Playing hide and seek.
I just don't believe it. And here I was, up all night just worried sick about you. Why, of all the Pinocchio!
So you don't actually have to do that, but it makes a later part of the game make a bit more sense. Now we're gonna use this green Trinity that we've been seeing for a while now. And we can see what's upstairs. And this is the item synthesis shop. If we examine that poster on the wall, we find our 9th postcard. And these guys will take the different synthesis items you find from defeating enemies, and they will be able to make different special items and equipment for you. So we'll talk to the one over here. And look at the Mega Potion, for example. I need 1 Spirit Shard, 1 Power Shard, and 4 Mithril Shards to make one. I have 15, 9, and 14. So I could make one right now. I could make some of the other stuff here. I'm going to do a big section on doing all those a lot later in the game. So for me, it's easier to just collect everything that we need to synthesize everything and then just do all of it at once. So let's go mail that postcard. Next, we'll go back to the item shop and get Donald and Goofy some new weapons. Remember, I'm choosing to use each weapon at least once for a particular purpose, so you may choose different than I do. The Magus Staff would be the best weapon for Donald at the moment. I'm just going to get him the Morning Star for right now. And for Goofy, the Gigas Fist is probably his best weapon, but I'm going to get him the Mithril Shield for the time being. And we found a torn page in Agrabah, so let's go back to Merlin's place and check on the 100 Acre Woods. Alright, so if we go over here, there's a new section we can access.
Hello? Is anyone there? What am I to do? I'm all alone. Pooh! Pooh! Where are you? It's me, Piglet!
Alright, the first thing we need to do is just sneak up behind Piglet and use the reaction before he sees you.
Oh dear, I was just, never mind. I'm sorry.
Don't be scared. You're looking for Pooh, right?
You know Pooh. Oh, you see, I have something for him. I have to take it to Pooh right away. Oh, Pooh!
Oh, I believe I smell a delicious something. A something like honey.
Pooh!
Hello, Piglet. How have you been?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I thought you'd gone away. I brought what you asked for.
Thank Thank you, Piglet. Now I can finally have some honey.
Really? But how?
I shall hold on to the balloon and fly like a bee up the honey tree, see?
But if you take their honey, won't the bees be angry?
Oh.
Alright, Al just gave you an explanation on the minigame. Basically, you just want to lock onto the bees and you want to attack them before they pop Pooh's balloon. Generally, after you do an attack, Sora will do a bit of an auto jump to the nearest branch. You don't want to move too much. I tend to just angle myself so I'm sort of facing the bees when I see them. If you fall off, you can use a triangle rush command to get back to the branch that Pooh's currently at. And you just sort of want to let him collect as much honey as you can. You see he has a score up in the left-hand corner. This game goes on for 3 minutes, no matter what you do. During a speed run, this is a good spot to just put the controller down and take a break. If you just want the story entry, then you don't have to worry about the score at all. He'll get enough points. But if you get over 100 points, then it'll help you get a particular ability later in the game.
It is rather funny what I will do for honey.
So completing this section gives us the Nature Spark, which is similar to the Earth Shine gem that we got earlier from Leon. And that means we want to talk to the Fairy Godmother again. So with that, we have 2 new summons, Genie and Bambi. Before we end, we're gonna go to some other worlds and check out some green Trinities. So this is summoning Bambi. This is better to do when there are multiple enemies around. So Bambi doesn't actually attack, but he will run around and just drop MP orbs for you, which can be pretty helpful if you feel like spamming your magic a bit. For every enemy defeated, the charge will go up, and if you defeat like around 30 enemies in each world, then it will let you get a sort of special item. So right now, Bambi can't stay for too long, so I likely can't get the special item yet, but we'll eventually be using that feature. Once you've cleared the enemies in the Bazaar Room, there is a green Trinity in the fireplace.
Deep freeze! Come on! Deep freeze! Fire!
And there's another green Trinity in the rabbit hole after you finish off everything. Next, we're gonna stop in Olympus. First, we head over here and we get another green Trinity. Next, we want to put Blizzara in our shortcuts menu. So this is not part of the journal entry at all, but it will give us an extra item. We want to lock onto the 8 different torches in this area and use Blizzara on each one. Put them out. You can sort of miss, so I tend to jump when I do it.
Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! See ya!
When you hear that sound, it means you did it correctly. And with that, we get a special chest to appear. If you don't hear that sound after using Blizzara on each one, then you just missed one, so just go back and make sure to use Blizzard on it. And finally, in this room here, we have a green Trinity on the completely green floor. Awesome. And we get a Mithril Shard and a bunch of more green stuff. Wow. Alright, so we've collected just about everything we can. Let's quickly check our journal again. So now we have the section for Agrabah and the 100 Acre Woods again. Let's look at the enemies. Now here we have the pot centipede. First, our new summon, Bambi. Our other new summon, Genie. We'll show him off a bit more later. Our main villain, Jafar. And his second form, the Jafar Genie. Alright, and now we have a new section called Ansem's Report. We'll gradually be getting those throughout the game. it makes a lot more sense when you read them all at once. See, Trinities, we have just about all of the current Trinity types we can use. We have found 36 puppies, and for mini games, now we have the Pooh's Honey Hunt section. So I'm going to save the game here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then consider liking, subscribing to the channel, maybe share the video with someone. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks again. Bye.